instead of having the virus weakening us, and it could actually strengthen us. I don't like the concept that is being promoted as social distancing. You know, it's not social distancing, it's physical distancing and social cooperation. You know, we have to come together as a society and as individuals by different means than physical means. And that's that one BioNeex is promoting, is that alternative mean of coming together. And I really appreciate that.
BioNeex is an online, peer-to-peer platform for R&D stage licensing and collaborative partnerships in the biopharmaceutical industry. In other words, BioNeex provides a user-friendly infrastructure for biotech and biopharmaceutical companies. This enables development stage biotech companies to display their novel compounds available for licensing on a global scale. On the other hand, the platform offers biopharmaceutical companies direct access to these innovative compounds, which will enable them to fill their R&D pipelines.
Hi everyone, my name is Smbat Rafayelyan. I'm the founder of BioNeex. BioNeex is the first open exchange platform for R&D stage licensing and collaborative partnerships in the biopharmaceutical industry. At BioNeex, we work together with research institutions, biotechnology and biopharmaceutical companies that are discovering and developing innovative compounds by connecting them through our online biopharma R&D exchange platform. Helping our clients to gain for their compounds a vital exposure to the right partners at the right time will increase the likelihood to get these innovative compounds into the clinic and ultimately to the patients as novel medicines. These interviews simply are part of the BioNeex vision, which is providing exposure to biotech companies and their R&D pipelines in order to find the right licensing and co-development partners without spending lots of time and money on conferences. Today, my guest is Dr. Abdulkader Rahmo, the CEO and the co-founder of SMSbiotech. SMSbiotech is a California-based biotech company developing therapeutics on stem cell technology. The company is also currently engaged in developing a COVID-19 treatment. Hello, Dr. Rahmo. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to attend that and to present the company to you.
Great. So let's discuss a little bit SMSbiotech. Would you please tell us why you started SMSbiotech?
Yeah, the start of SMSbiotech actually goes back to my past research on the epidemiology and the effects of multi-resistant tuberculosis on the lungs. This disease has been quite deadly at that time, and the chances of actually surviving was around 50% if you are affected by it. And what we wanted to do was to actually apply stem cells to regenerate the lungs and restore these organs after such an attack that seems to be hopeless in many cases. So while we were exploring stem cells from different resources, we discovered the SMS cells. And these cells turned to be really unique in terms of availability, their proliferation, and their robustness. So early on, I was convinced that this could be an excellent commercial product that should be made available to millions of people. And we started our research aiming at commercializing this product. and we built the company in 2015. The research, however, started way earlier than that, around 2009.
Yes, that sounds a very unique story, as many other biotech CEOs that are telling me. It connects them very personal story, how they started, and then it's turned out as a company. Then would you please tell us more about SMSbiotech's products? What kind of products you are offering?
Yes, obviously our main aim is therapeutic products, and we started with a low-hanging fruit, quasi, that is one that would not require excessive trials and excessive investments. So we chose to go into wound healing. We found out that these cells produce actually elaborate amount of extracellular matrix, and this extracellular matrix has extraordinary features. It's quite angiogenic, and it would help, therefore, forming new blood vessels and regenerating the tissue within the wound. Some of these wounds are really non-healing wounds, and they still great burden on the on many patients, and we think that using this extracellular matrix will be exceptionally beneficial to these patients. We actually tested these on animals, and the results turned out to be quite conclusive. So we are seeking to finalize this product soon. In addition to that, we have other therapeutic products that aim at cell therapy using the cells themselves, and also tissue therapy, which I will talk maybe later about that. Other products are also more oriented towards R&D. The features of this extracellular matrix that are quite extraordinary allowed us to construct a kit, an assay kit, for the vessel formation and regression. And this is a product that could be quite beneficial to people who are testing drugs against cancer. We have other products such as the inductive niche module. This is a device that can create vessels in a matter of hours in vitro, and helps also detecting substances and drugs that are favorable or unfavorable to the formation of microvessels. We have also a product that's targeting mesenchymal stem cells, especially the umbilical cord mesenchymal stem cells. It can aggregate the cells and form an assembly of a tissue-like structure. So we very much study the interaction between these cells and other cells within the body. Now, the fact that SMS cells are adult stem cells makes them safe and makes them quite relevant to the adult tissue.
Great. Just to clarify for our audience, do you have at the moment any commercial stage product or technology, or it's at the moment everything under development?
Yeah, all the R&D products are actually commercially available. You can order them from our website, and they are in essence a proof of our technology, a proof of concept for our technology and the relevance of this approach. The therapeutic products, the wound healing product is not yet commercial, but it's soon gonna be available. We are finalizing all the tests, and we're gonna be submitting a 510(k) soon to the FDA. That will allow us to proceed within months in making that wound healing product available. The cell therapeutic products that are yet to be finalized hinge mainly on clinical testing, and this requires more time.
Understand. Great for explanation. Thank you very much. Just to make more like understandable for those who are not coming from the industry or does not have a scientific background, can you tell BioNeex audience more about cell therapy in general and how relevant it is today? Like a few words about that.
Yes, well, cell therapy actually has been proven to be quite effective in many areas of treatments where other approaches actually failed. Now, the approach of cell therapy is still quite complex. You are introducing a cell into a whole body, and there are many question marks yet regarding what type of cell, how to prepare the cells, when to add the cells, how much of the cells to add. So there's still some lingering questions about that. But what we see from about 1,000 clinical studies that are undergoing or have been performed, and some other anecdotal information, we can conclude that these adult stem cells are safe, maybe contrary to embryonic stem cells or genetically engineered cells. Adult stem cells appear to be quite safe. And we also see that once, in many cases, they actually show good effectiveness in many indications. So there is a lot of potential in this industry, but there are also a lot of questions. And when you have something as complex as applying cells to a whole body, collaboration, cooperation, partnerships are really important in creating the good science and the good medicine behind that approach.
That's true, and that's why BioNeex came with its platform to help biotechs to find a meaningful partnerships within an industry, which will help both sides. On one side, biotech who really wants to bring an innovation to the patient. On the other side, when a more experienced company looking such innovation to also financially go to the next step. That's one of the main reasons. So naturally, I want to come to the next question. So let's say our partners also listening us, right? They want to understand what differentiates actually SMSbiotech from other stem cell based companies.
Yeah, that's a very important question, definitely. I think what differentiates us mainly is the fact that we focus on SMS cells, the small mobile stem cells. These cells are largely unknown by the industry, largely unknown by the academia, and we have benefited from an intense research and focus on these cells. We know a lot about it. We know its interactions with other cells. We know its features and its behavior, its advantages. And I think if we offer any differential vis-a-vis other companies, it will be mainly our know-how, our proprietary knowledge regarding this cell, particular cells. And I think many companies have focused too much attention on specific cells and disregarded other cells, which might have been an advantage for discovering the particular cells, but it also forces these companies to collaborate with each other, because it seems that specific companies have the know-how about specific cells, and complementary approach where you bring together several companies with know-how about specific cells will be more productive.
That's absolutely true. So to become more specific about your pipeline, as you also before discussed that, when we go to your website, we see that you have in your pipeline at the moment so-called MSC1, right? And MSCA1 compounds at the moment. What are these programs? Could you tell us a little bit more details so the potential partners can really catch the essence?
Yeah, I will talk about the MSC SMS. I leave the other one for maybe another interview once we are ready to elaborate more publicly about that. With regard to MSC SMS, we know that there is a strong interaction between MSC and SMS. In fact, we were surprised how strong this interaction is. And the effect between the two is quite elaborate. One of the effects that we already published is the fact that SMS stimulates the proliferation of mesenchymal stem cells. And that already happens in vitro under optimized condition for the proliferation of mesenchymal stem cells. So the fact that SMS has such an elaborate effect on MSC made us conclude made us trying to bring those two cells together and create a tissue-like structure that will be conducive to tissue therapy. So instead of applying cell therapy, you would be applying a higher order of magnitude of organization, and that is a tissue. That could be in some application essential, because we know that mesenchymal stem cells, once injected in the blood, will mostly die within a short period. Mm-hmm. So having a different setup in which we include SMS would actually be beneficial for the treatment that consider mesenchymal stem cells as effective. So we might actually increase the effectiveness of these treatments by attaching other components such as SMS.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So it's basically will enhance the treatment for a very significant amount.
Yes, this is the aim, and our in vitro data indicate that this could be done. We still have to go further and test those in an in vivo model, which I presume will happen soon.
That sounds good. So it sounds very promising therapeutic candidate, in particularly that one SMSbiotech in your pipeline. So I cannot wait to ask this question, as the whole world at the moment going around that. Coronavirus and COVID-19. So we learn also that SMSbiotech has submitted a proposal for treatment of coronavirus of critically affected patients to the US Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority, to BARDA. Can you tell us about that, please?
Yes, indeed. Actually, during our research, we found out that SMS cells not only interact with mesenchymal stem cells, but also interacts with other cells, such as alveolar type 2 cells. These are crucial cells within the lung. They are responsible for making other types of cells, such as the alveolar type 1 cells, which are important for the gas exchange inside the lung. So these alveolar type 2 cells can be interacting with SMS cells, and we saw that we can enhance the proliferation of these cells in the absence of serum, which is quite relevant because when you have a patient that is critically ill, in the case of COVID-19, many blood vessels will be damaged and blood supply will be very low. So we found this fact, in addition to the fact that that is also very relevant, that SMS cells inhibit the proliferation of fibroblasts, preventing fibrosis. Also, the fact that SMS cells produce extracellular matrix that is conducive to vascularization, that is angiogenic. All these facts together create a case for regeneration of the lung. And we think that applying SMS cells intravenously could help regenerate the lung in the case of seriously and critically ill patients. We have also found out something else that was quite a leap. We found out that because the SMS cells are quite small and robust, we are able to administer them using a different technology, which is a nebulizer. So you can actually inhale the cells and administer the cells directly to the lungs, which could be crucial. Something that you would not be able to do with mesenchymal stem cells because they are large and sensitive to that approach. So altogether, we have a strong case for attempting to regenerate the lung and to suppress the disease and to cure and treat COVID-19 patients. We hope that BARDA and other agencies will be responsive to that approach. We also looking for other partners, some other companies who are interested in collaborating with us on that approach.
That's great, Dr. Rahmo, that you are discussing this. What would be like, in case of like, hopefully we all want that BARDA will support the project, what could be the expectations to go to first human trial? Is it something that we can expect this year still, or what's your plans about it?
Yes, we actually already designed the clinical approach, the plan for the clinical approach. So we hope that we could be doing such a clinical testing once we get the FDA emergency approval for that. The real hurdle is actually more a regulatory hurdle and partially also a financial hurdle. So we can start applying that because we have enough of the cells. We have a good inventory of the cells. We could test many people, many patients, and we could administer that to the patients right now, if the regulatory hurdles are overcome and if the financial hurdles are also met. So I think both of those, given the situation, should be not such a big hurdle. There is a financial commitment by many institutions, public and private, to this problem. And with regard to the regulatory hurdle, I think that the FDA shows a lot of flexibility right now, which will help us introduce that to the patient. We would like to start first with a compassionate trial or maybe a limited trial. Many companies have done that with mesenchymal stem cells and have shown some good results. We would like to do the same thing with the SMS cells. And we are optimistic because this approach is actually virus agnostic. That means regenerating the lung would be important whether you are attacked by an influenza virus or you are attacked by a coronavirus. That means any future attack by a different virus, different strain, different species, even bacteria, could benefit from this approach of regenerating the lung.
That's very interesting, as you're mentioning. It doesn't matter basically if it's attacked by COVID, of coronavirus or other type of virus. So just want to share my thoughts about that. You know, the German pharmaceutical company Boehringer Ingelheim. As far I am informed, they are having already marketable products in idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, where the cause is not truly researched of these diseases. So that might be something very interesting for SMSbiotech to collaborate, for instance, with Boehringer Ingelheim, or even that could be another area where you can approach by idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I think this is one of the important aspects of research related to lung. Any fibrosis, notwithstanding what the cause of that fibrosis is, anything that could inhibit that, regenerate the tissue is of importance. In fact, fibrosis is not just a disease that can be seen in lungs, but it also can be seen in other organs, such as a liver. For example, liver cirrhosis is mainly a fibrosis. So I'm confident that once we create this communication, we will find many enthusiastic partnerships formed. We are right now actually in communication with a European company about possible clinical treatments in Europe, in Central Europe. So we hope that this platform of use will help us to spread the message and to get this technology into early application, because early application means really saving lives. And it's now obvious to everybody that it could be not just saving lives, it could be also saving economy. It could be saving our way of life. It could be even mentally important for us to have, an assured treatment at hand that reduces the fear that is so widespread right now.
Yes, yes. As we see it, COVID-19 is causing worldwide lots of economical also issues, and a vaccine might be coming later. So that's why working on the direction of treatment is very important, because we have such an amazing technology, in particularly what SMSbiotech does, stem cell therapy. I think they should be very progressive approach here, and we really hope that SMSbiotech will be able soon make a meaningful partnership with this European company.
Okay, yeah, the producing a vaccine, and I don't want to discourage anybody by that, but the fact is a vaccine is always strain specific. You see, if you have mutations and if you have variable strains, vaccine has a limited ability to prevent the disease. To have a treatment that is agnostic towards the agent, that is regenerative in nature, is really a silver bullet. If that turns out to be true, it will be the approach that we can apply anytime we fear that the patient will lose his lungs, or his lungs will be seriously compromised.
That's absolutely true. So we are now approaching to last question of our discussion, and would you please tell something else that we didn't get the chance at the moment to discuss? I didn't ask you. And what would be your message as a CEO and co-founder of SMSbiotech to the external potential partners or external potential investors, people they really want you support your research, your commercial goal, and of course with this coronavirus situation helping you to go to the next level? Please say what you would like to speak to the audience.
Yeah, in my life I have been faced with many challenges, and I think this challenge is definitely one of them, the challenge of COVID-19. The difference here, of course, that all humanity are united by this challenge, and it's an immediate challenge. From what I learned as an individual is that challenges can be met together. You can, if you bring people, friends, associates, intelligent people together, you can meet these challenges, and you can improve yourself, and you can meet other challenges farther down the road. So instead of having the virus weakening us, and it could actually strengthen us. I don't like the concept that is being promoted as social distancing. It's not social distancing, it's physical distancing and social cooperation. We have to come together as a society and as individuals by different means than physical means. And that's that one BioNeex is promoting, is that alternative mean of coming together. And I really appreciate that.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Rahmo. It's very, very interesting to speak to you. And I absolutely agree with you. The expression social distance is not the right one. it should be physical distancing. And I think now is the time of truly unification and become together. And, we have the common thread, and we shouldn't take any distance, especially such a innovative companies, early stage biotechs like SMSbiotech, I think are those who are going to really make a significant impact in such situations, because small companies can react faster than rather bigger ones. So thank you very much again for providing such helpful information. Thank you for being today with us. And I want to remind once again to our BioNeex audience that today our guest was the CEO and co-founder of SMSbiotech, Dr. Abdulkader Rahmo. So if you like this interview, please subscribe BioNeex YouTube channel and follow BioNeex on LinkedIn and Twitter, and don't miss our upcoming video interviews with another CEOs of biotechs. And please also go ahead and visit website and social media channels of SMSbiotech. So let's stay in touch and let's follow the progress of SMSbiotech. Thank you very much.
Thank you.